How you like that?
Kindly state your name.
It's Thom and Jeff.
Well, I think these guys are pretty darn dope.
Check for sound.
What?
Notice they're high, so this will be a good show.
Yeah.
Here we go. Podcast 12 is in your ears, broadcasting from Studio Nico, inside the compound known as Trailer Studios, Forrestal, Missouri, where the elk are locked up, and Thom and Jeff have passed all regulations and conditions in St. Charles County. All podcasts can be found at mythomandjeff.com.
Today's program is brought to you by D. Dooley's 026 Grill in Fenton there, 141 in Gravois, 568 Old Smizer Mill Road. If you are a fan or you like the gooey butter cake,
How can you not?
oh, this is homemade from Mama Dooley, and she brings it out to you herself, and it's warm.
No,
Oh,
that's
it's
when it's
so goddamn good.
What's the name of that street again?
Smizer.
Old Smizer Mill Road. It's Gravois and 141, basically. That's all it
Here's
is.
the deal, though. You got to have a cold glass of milk.
Oh,
with
totally
that,
agree. Yeah.
and then go back to the beer.
Yeah.
That'll swish around in your stomach real good.
But, you know, the extra ingredient that she puts in there,
Love.
that's exactly right. Back in the day when she was still giving birth to all of her kids, you know,
It was a process.
as well, she would make it, and then she loves you so much that she would actually squeeze the milk from her bosom into a glass. That's completely not true.
Here, breast milk, gooey butter cake.
You got
Enjoy.
skim milk in them titties, baby?
Sorry, Mama Dooley. 636-343-9268, 141 in Gravois, 568 Old Smizer Mill Road, D. Dooley's 026 Grill if you like wings, and I know you do, Tom. Hot wings, super hot, barbecue, honey barbecue, hot mustard, garlic, teriyaki, and of course their world-famous dirty wings.
I'm going hot mustard, dirty, and
You always go dirty.
You always go dirty, a little dirty.
and barbecue.
It's
What else?
1.5 pounds for $8, 3 pounds for $15, 6 pounds for $25. Add a pitcher or a bucket and make it $12. That's not bad at all, right?
Not at all.
I mean, that's
and it's delicious too.
yeah. Their pizzas are really good too. I was there on Saturday night, and it's good stuff. But anyway, thank you to Dan Dooley and everybody at D Dooley's 026 Grill for bringing you the Thom and Jeff podcast today, which will be a good one. Here's the show rundown. We got emails here in just a few minutes. Also, some celebrity news. I don't know if you watched the Charlie Sheen roast last night.
I did not.
I taped it, but I haven't watched it yet. But I did watch the first episode of 2.5 Men. Did you watch that one?
I was watching Rams.
Sperm bank news. If you're a redhead, they do not want your juice. Thank you very much. What else?
Some redhead's going to sue
Also,
the
if
fuck
you-
out of them.
If you're a cyclist in New York City, they're cracking down, and just a general overview of cyclists in general.
3 things to make a cashier blush is always good. And in these trying times, and I don't mean the economy, I mean I don't got a fucking job. When you're at the grocery store every week, generic versus brand, you have to make that decision, right?
Yeah, but there's certain items that you
Right.
shouldn't go.
Absolutely, and we'll go there in just a little bit. Right now, let's start with some emails. What do you say? Emails for you? Good?
Good.
Okay. Listen up. Mail call.
Well, let's read some emails, shall we?
I got mail.
Mail call. Gather around, everyone.
You got mail, maggot.
Mail call, sir.
The mail's in.
I got mail. Yay.
Congrats on the 10th show. We appreciate that you like show number 10. Just wanted to say that I gladly pay a monthly membership to hear the show as long as it helps Tom's Mitch keep happy. Or keep Mitch happy. Tom, being a bald as ugly effer, it's nice to know he has found someone other than his mother to love him.
Oh, that's sweet.
Love you guys and keep partying till your nuts catch fire.
That is a party
I don't
killer.
know that I've ever partied so hard that my nuts caught on fire.
It
We
would,
were close.
it would signal the end of the party, though. You know what I'm saying? All right, everybody out. My nuts are on fire. Everybody out. This is from LaDonna. Since I don't listen to The Point in the afternoon anymore, I've been tuning into Glover's show. A while back, they were discussing people standing during concerts or sporting events. I was reminded of this Saturday night at Foo Fighters. We were in section 308, so there were several people sitting during the concert. I chose to stand as I do at concerts, but what are your guys' thoughts on this? Should I be expected to sit down just because everyone else is? By the way, I did make sure I stood in front of people that behind me were also standing, so I wasn't in the way of people that were sitting. That's
it's very cordial of her, but fuck them. If they're sitting down,
Yeah.
you paid for your ticket. You do what you want to do.
It's kind of like standing at, let's say you go to a football game.
Right.
You're at a football game.
Right.
You're standing.
So if you go to a football game, and I don't mean a Rams game, obviously, but if you're, well, you know, because you're not a Rams fan.
If I'm upstairs and I need to stand to see what's doing, yeah.
But I mean, so you're saying like at the world's largest gay bar, Soldier Field. So you're saying that people stand the entire game, pretty much, or no?
It depends. It goes obviously when the game is a little more exciting than it should be. People stand.
Okay,
up
so
and
not
yell.
like from start to finish.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no.
But what you're saying is, hey, look, and Scotty's saying the same thing. You bought the ticket, do whatever the fuck you want, right?
Right.
I'm on there too.
Sit down.
Shut
Sit
up.
down.
I mean, coming from a band perspective, I hate people that sit down.
Right.
Like, get up and act like you're enjoying yourself and let the band give you what they got.
Well, and the other thing is, if you want to sit and watch football, do it in your home.
Exactly.
You know, that way you're not in front of me in line at the freaking urinal.
This is from Daniel. Like the farting sounds, ready to pay for airtime. Would a monthly subscription also pay your salaries? Yes.
That's the goal.
I understand we can visit your location. What time should I be there, and give me the address?
Stop by on Sunday.
Keep him out of here.
Stop by on Sunday about 11 p.m. When you pull up, you will be greeted by a cowboy in a robe. He will have a piece on him. So
He'll have his double slingers on, man.
be nice to him. This is obviously from somebody who heard the BMW joke yesterday. What's the difference between a BMW and a porcupine? BMWs are on the inside.
Pricks are on the inside.
Pricks are on the inside. Sorry. I was talking about how I really liked the Saab that I drove for a while, even though it was a piece of crap. All they wrote was something an asshole bought, S-A-A-B, Saab. Something an asshole bought. I think it might be somebody in your family, too, who wrote that.
Hey, Jeff.
Just from the email address. Any idea? Would that be your brother? Does your brother drive a Saab by chance?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. See, when I saw that, my first thought was that's somebody in your family.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff and T-Dub, I'm so glad you guys got fired because
Thanks.
this show is above and beyond what you are capable to produce on FM radio. More than happy to throw a few bucks to the Thom and Jeff is Poor Foundation so you two can keep up the podcast. Glad that you're putting it out. Derek from O'Fallon, Missouri.
Thanks, Derek. Speaking of love, we want to say thank you very much to Casey Walker, the lead singer of the incredible band Cabo. Thank you very much
Thanks,
to him.
Case.
The band stopped by here yesterday, and we were done recording, so we just hung out and talked for a little while. And Casey did a Twitter update and a Facebook update saying how funny we were. Put our website up there. Go check these guys out. So that was very, very cool of him.
Well, the funny part I paid him for.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know we were supposed to throw into the kitty.
Well,
I just gave up a percentage point.
Seeing how many people like him on Facebook and follow him on Twitter, that was money well spent.
He's
don't you think?
much more popular
Absolutely.
than we will ever be.
So thank you very much to him. We have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Thom and Jeff Show. Tom, you're on Twitter at Shock Jocks.
Plural.
I'm at Jeff1057.
Is it
And
the
so-
Thom and Jeff Show or Thom and Jeff
I
Show?
think it's the Thom and Jeff Show.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. There's a in there.
Just clarifying.
So there's those things. And before we get to the celebrity wrap up, I wanted to throw out there a couple of different things about the show. First of all, we are looking to take the show on the road and go to bars and whatnot, record a podcast live, during happy hour or something like that, get people in on the show and, get out there and re-meet everybody. And Bobby's Place in Valley Park is going to do that, which is pretty cool. And we've been there before. But I've never been to this Zayna place. And I don't know if I'm spelling that right. Zayna. They're on Facebook. And that's where I went and looked at them. And I talked to one of the guys who runs the joint. They're going to wait until like mid-October to where they have their liquor license. It's a hookah bar.
Good call.
A hookah bar.
Yeah, and if you look at their Facebook page, they have this vast menu of different types of tobacco, and they have like coffee
That'd be
and
kind
things
of
like
fun.
that. I think it'd be really cool to
Can
do.
you bring your own?
You mean liquor?
Tobacco.
Oh. I think after hours. But we're waiting for them to get their liquor license. And I think it's in the South County area, but that could be completely wrong. ZAYNASTL. So if anybody's heard of that place, email us and let us know. But we're waiting for them to get their liquor license, and then we're gonna do the show live there. We'll record it and do it live there so we can get people on the show.
Yeah, and everyone can, like you said, come up and say hi, and we can say thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let's do some celebrity wrap-up.
Quit surfing TMZ on the clock, douchebag. It's Celebrity Wrap-Up with Thom and Jeff.
Scotty Boom Boom is really proud of himself today. He's hitting all the marks the way he should be.
Finally earning all that money we're giving him.
You know who Lester Holt is, right?
No, not off the top of my head. Who's Lester Holt?
Black guy on NBC.
Oh, the black guy.
On NBC News. Real deep voice. He'll fill in for Brian Williams.
Oh,
when
okay.
he's
You've
gone.
talked about him before.
He's
yeah.
on the weekends. The guy works nonstop.
I know who you're talking about
He
now.
does early Today Show, and then he does on Saturday morning, and then Saturday night he does the news. He does, I think, early Sunday, and then does the news Sunday night. And they got him filling in left and right for, he's pretty much the utility guy.
He's the go-to guy.
They just gave him another job over at NBC. He is now replacing Ann Curry as the host of Dateline NBC,
Wow, go him.
one of my favorite programs.
He was actually in the running to replace Charlie Sheen for a while, wasn't he?
It
It was just the wrong network. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but the first episode of the Charlie Sheen list, 2.5 Men, was on last night. And we can talk about that in a second, but he's still winning. He reportedly is set to pick up more than $100 million for his work on 2.5 Men. Of course, he was fired because he kind of went nutso bongo. But the settlement he reached with Warner Brothers will see that he receives $25 million up front and up to 5 times that amount in the future. And we're talking residuals with the 180 episodes being in syndication and all that kind of stuff. So he's set. He's going to be okay.
Well, what he said last night was, I have already won.
Yeah. I taped it. I haven't watched that yet, but I watched the 2.5 Men episode, and I'll tell you what, it started off like a house of fire. It was awesome, but then halfway through it, I was being very judgmental because it's one of my all-time favorite shows. But everything was in the first half of the show was based around Charlie Sheen or Charlie's character jokes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, Alan gets up from the couch and he's got the urn with Charlie's ashes in it, and he turns to go put it somewhere, and you see Ashton Kutcher standing outside on the deck, soaking wet through the glass, and he scares him, and the urn goes flying in the air, and that's how we meet Ashton Kutcher's character.
How did he do?
He did good. He's really, just one episode, he's really close to his character on that 70s show, but he's a billionaire. And somebody bought, I think it was Apple or somebody bought a website from him, and that's how he made his millions or billions. I'm sorry. And he's like, he was all wet because he was out in the ocean trying to kill himself because his wife or girlfriend is leaving him, and that he doesn't want to live without her. Blah blah blah. So long story short, Alan takes him to a bar to drown his woes, and 2 hot-looking women come in, and Alan's like, you gotta start over, say hello to them. And next thing you know, the 4 of them are back at the house. Alan goes in to make some drinks. Ashton Kutcher and the 2 girls go upstairs for a threesome, and Alan is right back in the same situation he used to be. So Ashton Kutcher comes down and goes, hey, I just had a threesome. I really want to buy your house. And that's basically how it ends. So
Cue the laugh track.
Right. And the beginning of it was, or the first part of it was them trying to sell the house. And I don't know if you remember this, but there was in the news, all these huge stars were going to stop by and try to buy the house. Mm-hmm. The only 2 that I remember were John Stamos came in and he said, oh, I've been here before. Is this Charlie's old house? And he said, yeah. And she goes, wow, yeah, there's some great memories in here for you then. And he said, no, Charlie and I had a threesome on that couch right over there. And then the girl wound up leaving, and Charlie tried to continue the threesome, but with me, so forget it. And he turned around and left. And then Dharma and Greg were there for half a second, looking to buy the house. That was pretty much it on the cavalcade of stars. So
The cavalcade turned into a few.
Yeah, but so it was okay. But so how was the roast, Scotty?
I thought it was hilarious. There was some people I've never seen or heard of. You know, they always have like kind of the up and comers or whatever.
Right.
And there was some really good shit on there.
So Jeffrey Ross, I'm sure, knocked it out of the park. I heard Steve-O was good.
Steve-O was okay. He looked a little uncomfortable, like talking like by himself on the podium.
Right.
But he did do something pretty cool because Mike Tyson was there.
Right.
And that was kind of just a joke, really, because you can't understand a fucking thing the guy says.
Tell him that to his face.
Well, you know, I wouldn't be able to look him in the eye with that fucking ugly ass tattoo. What a turn.
That's a good decision.
I was thinking of getting one like that.
No, I would go for it. That's what I just said. Good decision. Go for it, man.
Thank you.
But Steve-O ran across the stage and had Mike Tyson hold his fist up, and he was going to see if Mike Tyson could give him a black eye. So he did it once and kind of like got a bump on his head. So at the end of the show, when they're rolling the credits, they see him do it again. Steve-O jumps into Mike Tyson's fist and breaks his nose. He's got blood all over his face, and he's got his nose all crooked, and it's pretty funny.
Somebody was talking about Steve-O and made a Ryan joke, right?
This ignorant bitch talked about what was her name? Amy Schumer?
Yeah, there was an Amy something.
Yeah, Amy Schumer, the comedian girl, said something about, Ryan Dunn dying in a car accident, while drinking, and now here you're sober, and here we all wish it was you.
Wow.
And he just kind of sat there and didn't do anything. And I'm like, man, that's pretty fucking harsh. Well, a little too soon. You know what I mean?
It is a roast.
Those roasts are, it's no holds barred.
Yeah, but come on, man. Have some fucking couth.
she didn't make fun of Ryan. She made fun of, because, if you took a poll, who do you think would be the first one to die out of that group? It had been Steve-O, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
But yeah, it's a little soon, I guess.
Apparently he's doing stand-up comedy now.
Who knew?
I didn't. Till last
Would you
night.
go see him? I don't know that I'd go see him.
I think probably the first tour, people will go see him just because of who he is.
But then again, Pauly Shore still tours across the country, too.
And we're doing free podcasts. That makes a lot of fucking sense.
Matthew Fox, the star of Lost, will not be prosecuted after being accused of punching a private bus driver. He was drunk and wanted a ride back to his Cleveland hotel, and the police looked into it and decided not to pursue it anymore. But the way the story kind of laid out was he just wanted to hop on a bus and say, "Hey, I'm Matthew Fox. Give me a ride." And it didn't really work out that way.
How far down do you got to be before you pull out the "Do you know who I am" thing? You know what I mean?
And it's not like the guy didn't make enough money to take a damn cab from A to B. You know?
Yeah.
Go to an ATM.
Now he's got himself in the news for the wrong reason. Yeah. We got 3 things to make a cashier blush coming up. Also, we got an email from somebody from a female wanting to know, there's a situation going on. Is the boyfriend actually gay?
We have a situation.
And I'm going to go on record now as saying, before we read the thing, I'm going to say, no, it does not necessarily mean that he is gay. You know what the email is already.
Yeah.
And I'm saying no, but we'll let you guys decide.
I'm saying
Let me be the judge of this.
I'm saying there's a possibility.
I think he's just freaky and was curious. That's what I think.
So he's gay.
All right, we'll get to that in a little bit.
But speaking of sperm, there is a sperm bank out there, and I believe it's over in the Europes.
The Europes.
Here it is. Denmark, I believe, is what it is.
It's beautiful this time of year.
Right.
The Europe.
There is a surge.
It's called the Mediterranean. Tom.
Right.
Jeff.
There are too many redheads that are donating the juice, the sperm.
I wonder why that is.
Redheads can't get laid, and they got to get the poison out.
No, redhead. I think redheads are probably pursued more than anything else because they want to see the bush.
Yeah, this is male redheads that are donating the sperm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. See, boys have sperm.
I was
Girls
lost.
do not.
I was thinking of women.
My little brother's a redhead, and he never had any problems. But I guess you could still tell he's a redhead because he's bald. He started losing his hair early, but he shaved it off. But he didn't. He never had any problem. Of course, his last name was Burton, so that's why he was getting laid so much.
Yeah.
But the new. But the whole thing is, if you think about it, if you're a couple and you guys, for whatever if you're the guy in the relationship and your sperm's not working, you go to a sperm bank. Would you specifically choose? If you can choose, would you choose a redhead? Most people wouldn't say, yeah, can I get a redhead, please? You know what I mean? Unless the mom and the dad are both redheads, then maybe, yeah.
Then you're
But how many blonde hair, blue-eyed, or brunette, brown-eyed couples are going to walk into a sperm bank and order a redhead? Can I get a cup of the redhead, please?
Yeah, I need a blonde, a brunette, and if you got a redhead who's retarded.
The only reliable demand for sperm from redheaded donors is from Ireland, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah,
right. Now, I ask you, Tom West, the blondes, the brunettes, and the redheads, as far as their juice, do they taste different or do they taste the same?
I don't know what the male part
you've
of the
never been with a
is.
redhead then.
I've been with a female redhead.
What,
yes.
Mitch is what? Is he a brunette, blonde?
There is no Mitch. You can put whatever color hair you want on Mitch because he doesn't exist.
He likes to wig. He
you guys
role play. You're saying you role play.
Whatever you think,
what you do.
Whatever you think Mitch is, that's what he is.
So whatever you want, that's how he dresses up. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not what I'm saying.
Have you guys done the fireman thing?
Backdraft.
Why is a fire engine red? Because if someone was yanking on your hose all day long, you'd be red too.
Hey-o!
You see how that works?
No, that's really good.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm calling to figure out how to donate the syrup.
Okay. Serum?
Syrup.
We don't get serum.
Yeah, syrup. I know. The juice.
Huh?
Yeah, boy juice.
We don't call it this. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's what I call it. That's what my mommy taught me how to call it.
Yeah, this is a professional place.
Well, I'm a professional guy. I'm sorry we don't use the same words.
Okay. Well, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live downtown.
Where do you work?
I don't work no more.
Okay.
But does that mean that my syrup's no good?
No, it doesn't mean that's not good. Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Okay, how tall are you?
I'm 4'7".
4'7"?
Yes.
You can't be qualified for the program.
Why?
We need 6 and up.
So I gotta be taller to give my syrup?
No, it's basically for us we don't get qualified. It doesn't match our criteria at this point. Okay?
So now I got bad juice?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's bad juice, but we cannot qualify you, basically.
Can I just come in and see what's going on over there?
No, you can't.
Maybe put me in a room or something?
No, it doesn't help.
What can I do to help you guys out? I'm all about giving my syrup up.
It doesn't help us.
Well,
it doesn't help us.
But it could help me. You could be helping a fellow guy out. You know what I mean?
Well, then, I don't know whatever you do, but not here.
I can come over there then?
No, you cannot.
I got your address right here.
It doesn't help us.
But it says it's near, I know where you are. I know exactly where you are.
Yeah, but you're not going to be qualified.
You haven't seen me yet. I'm very qualified.
Yeah, based on what I just talked to you, you're not qualified.
So you can take my syrup?
No, we could not.
And you could use it to good use?
Don't you understand English? We do not accept you.
Check this email out.
Okay.
Caught my boyfriend of 5 months jerking off to chicks with dicks porn.
Nothing wrong with that.
I thought things were going well. The sex was great. He made me laugh, and he got along with all my friends. I broke it off. He continues to call, saying that a friend gave him the porn DVD, and he had no idea it was that kind of porn. Weak excuse. He's gay, right? And in parentheses, she writes, you're supposed to say yes here. I'd love to hear your guys' take on this, Chrissy.
I'm going to say that it was probably all he had at the time, so it was already in. Why not spank it?
Yeah.
But not that I would do that. I think he's a little fucked up, but I don't think he's gay.
Well, okay, so if you watch male on female porn, you're looking at a dick and balls flying around. Does that mean you're gay?
No,
yeah,
it's just
weird.
weird.
But there's 2 dicks involved and 2 sets of knockers involved.
And
right.
2 vaginas.
So there's dicks and there's knockers, just
but
like
there's
regular
no,
porn.
There's no giners.
There's no giners?
No giners.
Okay, so butt sex.
What do you mean there's no giners?
Well,
it's transsexual, right?
It's chicks with dicks.
Right, but don't they have both organs?
No, this is guys who got... This is
guys,
he's
gay.
This is guys who decided to get a set of tits.
Oh, he's gay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's vastly different than somebody who was born that way.
Yeah, he's
You know
he's
what I
gay.
mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's gay.
Oh, he's a fucking flaming homosexual.
I don't. Not that there's anything wrong with
he
that.
was watching.
No, not at all.
He was watching two men
with boobs
get it on with each other.
I think he should just come out. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not degrading that. I'm just he's gay.
Well, what if you walk in and your girl's watching lesbian porn?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Great. Sign me up.
Walk lightly and do not disturb her. That's the main thing you got to do. But
get out the lotion and jump in.
I think it would be different if he went out and purchased it or downloaded it and sat
He
there and watched it.
probably did. He made it up that his friend gave it to him.
No, he wouldn't lie to his girlfriend, would he?
Gay.
You got a stamp for that? Dumb next.
Gay.
I am not gay. I'm buying this that has chicks and dicks, and I'm not gay, I swear.
Gay. Next.
I don't know, man. It's a tough call.
Take the boobs off, and they're two dudes.
Yeah, but they have
Put
boobs.
the boobs on, and they're still two dudes.
No, they're dudes with boobs, though.
That's
right?
great. That's a great title. Dudes with boobs.
I'm trying to argue for the guy. First of all,
quit.
And
you don't even know him. Fuck him.
Would that mean that if you're doing a girl in the butt, you could do a guy in the butt too?
No.
You know?
No.
Why do you want to put it in your butt if there's a beautiful, lovely vagina right there?
Maybe it's.
You know what I'm saying?
Change of pace.
Well, maybe that's all he wanted was a change of pace.
Well, but his change of pace was being gay.
He's just gay on Tuesdays. That's all. Maybe, I mean, if he had a whole bunch of those in his collection, maybe. You know what I mean?
All right, so it's her boyfriend, right?
Well, former boyfriend. She broke it off.
Okay, so was he at her house or she at his house?
Or were they living together?
Yeah.
It looks like they were living together because I caught my boyfriend of 5 months jerking off to chicks with dicks porn. I thought things were going well.
We need more details. Can you resend an email?
Well, what would it matter if whose house it was at? Let's assume that it was his house and she walked in.
Well, then it would seem more like he was trying to hide it. If it was a house that they were both living in and he was sitting there and plain day, doing it, then he's not trying to hide it, or at least it doesn't look like he's trying to hide it.
And fucking knock.
Yeah.
Chrissy.
Doesn't anybody knock anymore?
Can I, and don't knock and open up the door like I got
we
caught.
all know what happens there. That's for damn sure.
I never want to do that. Knock and wait for some sort of response.
Right.
Like, let me clean up.
Hold on, let me turn off the chicks with dicks porn. I'll be right there. Honey. I don't know. If he just did it the one time, I'd say give him a pass on it. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's still freaky.
Yeah.
I understand her positioning, but, well.
Still a little bit freaky.
Yes.
You want to do 3 things to make a cashier blush?
Would love to.
Bath bubbles and a funnel. What the?
Shampoo, see-through panties, and boys' socks.
3 things to make a cashier blush. A roll of paper towels, a new computer keyboard, and Mommy Likes It From Behind on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray. I mean, if you're going to
I didn't know that title was out on Blu-ray
You can see her pores.
A broom, lube, and a hazmat suit.
A bottle of Jergens, a ski mask, and a copy of the Rockwood School District's bus schedule.
Oh, no.
Can you buy that at the store?
Well, no. I've downloaded several copies and I sell them.
Oh, gotcha.
Is that bad?
That's a little weird.
Got that in the parking lot.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the guy from out of town taking pictures at the bus stop? Did I tell you that story?
No.
This didn't happen in my neighborhood, but it happened in my friend's neighborhood down the street, where and this was right at the first week of school, and it's a pretty nice neighborhood, a little bit nicer than mine, and mine's average at best. And the school bus pulled up and was dropping kids off, and there was a guy with out of town plates on his car, had driven up and down the street a few times, and then the school bus pulls up and it's letting kids out, and he gets out of his car and starts taking pictures.
There's something wrong.
Yeah,
there.
there's. If that's not a red flag, right? So the girl that I know that lives in that neighborhood, whose kids may or may not be getting on and off that bus, I don't know, calls the cops, right?
As well she should.
Said, hey, there's some guy taking pictures of the kids getting on and off the school bus, and he's been driving around for a little while. He's got out-of-town plates. So by the time the cops get there, he had gotten in his car and left. So they put out the word in the greater E-Town area to look out for this guy's car with this license plate on it, you know, from this state. And they pull him over a few minutes later right down the road. And the police officer's like, hey, can you step out of the car? Do you have a digital camera with you? And he said, yeah. And he said, can I see it, please? And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. And he was just, you know, being completely, you know, open and nice and not being upset about anything. And the cop starts scrolling through the camera, and there's digital pictures of houses up and down the neighborhood, and then a couple, 2-3 pictures of kids. And it wasn't like a big group of kids, but it was like 1 or 2 kids in the frame, or just a single kid by himself in the frame. And the cop's like, what are you doing? This is creepy creeperson here. Why are you taking pictures of kids getting on and off of buses? And he said, and he had out-of-town plates, he said that he and his wife would be moving to Eureka soon from another state, and he was told to go and check out houses and neighborhoods, and he was taking pictures of houses that were for sale. And then he saw, the neighborhood kids getting on and off the bus, so he thought he'd take a picture of that. I mean, doing absolutely nothing illegal, but how stupid can you be?
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
That's a little, I mean, in most places, Scott, if that happened out here, Scotty Boom Boom.
Oh, you'd be shot.
There'd be a shotgun involved.
Grandpa'd be out with his gun once again, right?
I'd be out with my gun. I got 3 kids.
That's just goddamn ridiculous.
His balls would hang from my mailbox.
See what happened when you tried to take a picture of my kid?
Ding, ding.
So you take a left on N, and then you take a right on this street, and then you go down to where the middle mailbox got a set of testicles hanging off of it. What's your address? It's the mailbox with the testicles hanging off of it.
Jackass.
Okay, got it.
Oh, fuck.
Speaking of in and around the area, up the street, you notice the guy with the airplane and the runway?
Yeah, I noticed the runway for the first time today.
Isn't that the greatest thing ever?
So, Scotty, do you know that guy?
Yeah, actually, that whole strip there on the other side of the street over here is all pilots, and they all have hangars at their house, and they have like Cessnas and little biplanes and like old biplane, you know, like the dual wing.
Right, yeah.
And so, like, we'll be, like, having a party at the house or just out playing in the backyard with the kids, and we just see them take off and land, like, all day. Like,
That's
really
crazy.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Have you ever taken a ride with him, or do you know him?
No, I've ridden in one before.
Yeah.
A Cessna plane. They're pretty cool, but never with anyone that lives over there. I do know the guys, though.
I was telling the story. I was like, the guy's got the whole thing laid out, and it's pretty, I mean, it's professionally
done. That's a runway, right?
That's a runway.
A grass runway.
Right, with lights going all the way down. It's got to be 500 to 800 yards.
Right.
You know, all the way down. And I was telling someone about this. He goes, I have a friend who has a pilot license who just, on a whim can just get in his plane and go where he wants to. He's a golfer too. So he invited another one of his buddies to hop on his plane and go down to the Gulf to play some golf. And they got up, and the guy was they threw their clubs in the back of the airplane along with their bags and got up in the air. And about an hour and a half into the flight, he said that they started buzzing water towers because the guy got lost.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, aren't you supposed to fill something out or have a general idea?
You got a GPS in this thing, or what's the deal?
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, there's something to do with those small planes where they're kind of like, they're flying under the radar, basically. They're nowhere near like a commercial flight.
Right.
Or anything like that, and they don't talk to like a tower because it's like a personal aircraft.
You're just on your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's no record or there's no knowledge of those planes being up there as far as like air traffic controllers are concerned.
I don't know. I don't think so.
When you fly into regulated airspace, I would imagine you have to announce that you're there. I would think.
Yeah, I would think if you pick up a channel, something. I agree.
Yeah,
but
you got to.
It's not like Chesterfield Airport where they have to direct people in and out.
Right.
These people know when each other are going, and there's only like 4 houses.
And to that effect, they had to refuel somewhat. They got themselves back on course, and they had to refuel in Mississippi somewhere. So, and he knew the guy who had this little airport, and he lands it, and he says, we need to get refueled and, clean it up and do whatever you got to do. And the
Vacuum
guy,
a little bit. Yeah.
Right. And the guy borrows the guy at the Mississippi airport's Cadillac convertible. They throw their clubs in the back of the car. They go play a quick 18, come back, plane's ready to go, and they go down to Gulf Shores to play some more golf.
That's awesome. That is.
I think, damn, what a great, it's a Tuesday. Oh,
Right.
What the hell? Let's just go. If we leave by 5 a.m., we'll be all right.
You know what we need to do is get you guys on one of those planes, and we'll bring the recorder, and
That'd
you
be
guys
awesome.
can talk. I'll talk to one of them.
That'd be
See what
really
we can
good.
do.
Tom, you chose not to have a private plane when you chose to be in radio. I hope you know that, right? Same with me.
Yeah.
We ain't never going to make airplane money.
Well, yeah, and I'm never
I mean,
gonna-
we're on our way now that we're doing our own thing, right?
Money's rolling in.
Right. I have a friend. I have a childhood.
Coming in by plane.
They're just dropping bags. I have a friend that you met before, Officer Kriska, Craig Kriska.
Sure.
Who is now he's the head of the aviation police or something at Chesterfield Airport. And his office is literally in a hangar. And he works with all the helicopter police. So he has offered, to take me because everybody was a big fan of the show. So I'm sure he'd take, all of us, take everybody up on an airplane or a helicopter ride. He said, take you over to your house and, do a flyby of your house and all that stuff.
That'd be kick-ass.
I think that would be kind of cool.
I know the one down on the landing it's like $35 for 10 minutes.
I did it down in
And you get
Branson.
to-
There's one in Branson that does that.
And I guess you get to fly around the arch and look at the city, and then you're done.
Can you imagine us taking a helicopter, a police helicopter to your neighborhood? The entire neighborhood would be dropping down on all fours, thinking that they're finally coming to get us.
I live in South City, man. It's not like I live in some...
You said that there was an alley that the neighbors said don't go back there because there was a murder there.
They were breaking my balls. So, well, when I got home from Chicago it was Saturday night about 9:30, 10 o'clock or so, I pull up and a unmarked police car T-bones me.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And it's my friend on the STLPD force. And he was just, saying, hey, you
Messing
fucker,
with
what's
you?
going on? So I said, hey, man, what's up? And I actually walked around and started talking to him for a little bit. And he said, what's going on? Are you going out? Or what are you doing? I said, no, I'm just getting home. Got all my bags here. He goes, I'll wait till you get in because the people across the street, everyone was out and having a Saturday night, I guess.
Right.
I said, you don't need to worry about them. I said, they're all right. I wave to them every once in a while. He goes, I'll wait till you get inside the gate.
I mean, why would you not? Why wouldn't you just go, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Well, I didn't want to tie up his time, but it was all of 15 seconds. And
Right.
I, as I was walking away, I said, be safe. And someone mocked from across the street, be safe.
Oh, he's talking to the po-po again. Lucky you ain't got
Jesus.
shit, or we'd take it.
It's good to know people on the force. Now they know that I know a police officer and don't mess with me.
Right. Either that or it works the other way around.
Or they're going to mess with me because I know a police officer?
Right, exactly, because they're afraid that you're going to tell on them.
I don't know what they're doing. They were just sitting on the porch having a can of beer or something. I don't
Nice.
know what the hell they were doing.
Sounds like a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
It really does.
Come over sometime.
Nah, I'm good. Sunday.
Fuck.
Can I grab a White Castle real quick?
Yeah, we got on the way, I picked up a Crave case.
There's two kissing. Two of them kissing. Look at
They
that.
are. They are delicious. And you know what? If you go get your Crave case now, they give you instant 20% off.
What?
Instant 20% off.
Wow. How much was this? Do you remember? Sorry.
$21. It was.
And that's with the cheese, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
21 for 30. Sorry about that.
They sure are good, though.
They're delicious.
This is going to kill me. I'm on my fourth one.
Can we have some more beans, Mr. Taggart?
That's a good cheap meal, though. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
We go every Sunday to make our weekly donation at Walmart for groceries. Always been a tightwad with my money, as you know, on most things. But the financial situation that we're in right now, it makes it even more important to make those important decisions when you're at the grocery store. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the subject of generic versus brand name food, groceries, came up again on Sunday because there are certain things that you can get away with doing the generic version, and there are certain things you cannot. And luckily, everybody in the family mostly agrees on that kind of stuff. Some things not so much. I know we discussed this earlier, but what do you think about like stuff like butter?
Butter's okay.
See, but we don't. Well, you know what? We don't use butter. I guess we use the "I can't believe it's not butter" stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I live with 3 females. That's probably why. But here's my just off the top of my head, things that are okay generic wise would be like sprinkle cheese. You know, the bag of sprinkle cheese. You know, that's cheese is cheese on that. Soft tortilla shells, and I say that because we use a lot of those throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get the
you don't have to get the old El Paso.
Right. Milk. Then this is coming from a guy who used to get Oberweis delivered. Once I started doing the bills, I put a stop to that.
Oh, no more Oberweis for you,
it's been a couple of years. Yeah, as soon as I started doing the bills, and I was like, $56 a month on milk, you know, or whatever it was. It was ridiculous. And I do the lactose-free milk, too. So now everybody is on that.
Are you intolerant?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No ice cream for you?
No, I mean, I can do it, but I have a pill that I take, a lactose pill, lactate, I think is what it's called. Cereal nowadays, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My kids like the Cocoa Pebbles. You can get the bag of Cocoa Pebbles, which is twice as much for about $1 less.
Right.
What about coffee?
Coffee, see, there's where I spend money because we have one of those Keurig machines, and those that comes.
Oh, the individual, or the thing that you showed me. Those
things. And I mean, the machine itself is almost $300, which is really stupid. But then you got to buy what are called K cups, and luckily there's other coffee brands out there that now make K cups, not just the Keurig people. So I just do Folgers, and you can buy those at Walmart.
I gotta go with cream cheese. If you eat cream cheese at all, the generic cream cheese is just, it's got a funky...
I disagree with that. If you get the tub of whipped cream cheese, it seems to be fine for me. But again, it's going to be choice.
I go with the regular. Philadelphia is, you can't get much better than Philadelphia cream cheese.
No, not at all. But I mean, if you're looking at ketchup, which way?
Heinz.
You can't do the generics. See, that's on my list of generics that you can use.
No, because it's really watered down. You can really tell the difference.
I get aggravated when my wife does that, and she's like, "It's just fucking ketchup." I'm like, "Well, but it's gross fucking ketchup. Buy the Heinz. I'll give you 30 cents."
Can you give us an impersonation of her again? Because it sounds like she drinks and smokes a lot.
It's just fucking ketchup.
She sounds like Mama Cat.
I think she drives my kids' school bus.
You could do generic ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The only problem with that is they don't have all the fancy flavors and all that kind of stuff like three females that I live with like.
Walgreens has like the Moose Tracks and all that kind of stuff. If they like stuff in their ice cream.
The Moose Snatch? What?
Moose Tracks.
Oh. Gotcha.
Is it elk? What about jelly? And this is obviously coming from somebody who goes through a lot of jelly because I make,
you can't tell the difference between.
I don't think you can. If it's
we buy the Great Value at Walmart.
That's what I do.
Peanut butter the same way?
Yeah. No, peanut butter we do. No. Yeah, it is the generic one. Yeah. We used to do Jeff, but the generic one, You
used to do
Jif,
not Jeff.
It's
got it.
It's fucking peanut butter.
What about bread, pasta? Those two things, generic brand, are fine for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's. Well, here's mine to stay
soda.
away from.
Soda, you got if you drink a particular soda and you try to go with off-brand, there is a difference.
Yeah,
but
not much of one. I mean,
you could tell, but then again, you're also getting. I mean, because sometimes, like I'm a Diet Coke guy,
right.
I won't drink Diet Pepsi,
right.
but I'll drink the generic diet soda before I'll drink Diet Pepsi.
Have you ever had Faygo, F-A-Y-G-O, Faygo diet soda?
I have not.
I can't say that I have.
It's
Sounds
from Aldi.
delicious, though.
It's so good.
I have a Faygo and a Thundrop.
It's terrible. Marla tried to buy it one night, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
We do a lot of pasta, but I would say stay away from the generic Parmesan cheese. You got to go with the Kraft, or at least that's what, I mean, to me, you can taste a big difference between the Kraft and the...
You're right.
Salsa is the same way, and I think it's on the same tip as ketchup, I guess, that, you know, because...
Depending on, you know, how much you like it and, you know, what your palate is.
Right. Booze of any sort, obviously. At least I think. Except, you know what, except for gin?
PBR, man!
Gin, to me, if I am watching my money... I will get a cheaper brand of gin, and it won't bother me because I mix it with vermouth and olive juice anyway, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
You can definitely tell the difference on the bourbons and the scotches.
See, I'm not a drinker of those two, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you can.
But it makes sense that you'd be able to tell the difference.
It's like, whoa.
Just like beer, too. Has anybody had the Big Flats yet?
What is that?
That's the Walgreens brand. You know how they started selling booze again? They have their own brand. It's called Big Flats. And last time I was at my Walgreens, 2 6-packs, $5.
No kid.
That would be a 12-pack for $5 for everybody scoring at home.
And almost, there's a Walgreens on our way out of here. It almost makes me want to stop by.
If you
How
do,
about I buy a
let us
12-pack for tomorrow's show with Kara the Lesbian?
There you go.
There you go.
It would have been.
We'll see how it is.
It would have been perfect for today. Big Flats and White Castle.
Woohoo!
I'd be texting Tom at 11 o'clock tonight. I will not be on the show tomorrow.
It hurts really bad.
It's called Big Flats.
Yeah, Big Flats, and they got like aisle displays. So it's just stacked up to the ceiling. 2 for $5, or at least it was. Hamburger Helper's also on my list. Mac and cheese is on my list of stay away from the generics.
Oh, stay away.
Yeah, stay away.
Okay, you're right.
And lunch meat's the same way. To me, anyway. Lunch meat.
See, I like that Buddig beef. Have you ever
Yeah,
had
the
that?
Carl Buddig, and if you take a little dollop of Philadelphia cream cheese.
Oh, that's good shit.
And put it on the beef and roll it up.
That's ridiculous. It's
you
so
sit there all day long.
Yeah.
I like putting a pickle in mine.
Wait,
I've had them with pickles before.
Could you say I like to put a pickle in mine again, please, one more time?
To put a pickle in mine.
There's some issues with people who use the bicycle in New York. So far, 567 bike summons have been issued in New York, and 13,843 errant cyclists have been ticketed for driving up and down and all over. And I see them mostly on weekends, early in the morning, where they got their fancy suits on and they're driving or they're riding their bikes and they're in a pack and they just won't get out of your way. They won't even go single file on you.
Which they should.
And I'm like, I mean, really? I got to sit and wait for you guys?
You know, and here's the thing that brings up a great point. If they say, by law, they can share the road with you, and they're, 4 or 5 across?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about us in the cars go down the road 4 or 5 across? We go single file down the road. If you're following the fucking rules, and you should be going single file down the road, right?
I think you should. That's how they're supposed to do it, isn't it?
Yeah,
if
me, Tom, and
shoulder,
Scotty Boom Boom are all on Gravoy. We're one behind the other. We're not shoulder to shoulder, you fuck. You know?
And then, of course, you know, they're looking at their watches and they're drinking out of their water bottle and, you know, they're timing themselves.
And they got a sweat line up their ass crack. It's disgusting.
That's the only good thing.
And they got the body that you really shouldn't shove into those bicycle outfits.
I always look and go, so you just started cycling, I see. First time on a bike.
I'm sure those get-ups aren't cheap. I'm sure to get the, you know.
I can't imagine what those helmets are even. You know, the ones that are formed. And,
yeah,
you know.
Aerodynamic. It cuts my speed on my
you know what I want to say?
Mile.
Did you cut one of your balls off too? You Lance wannabe.
I wouldn't even. I guess a sporting goods store would be the place to get your bike wear.
Yeah, well, there's when I lived in South City, there was a bicycle place right before Gravoy and Loughborough. I can't name it, but I'm sure you've heard of it before. But I mean, it was just wall to wall those kinds of bikes. A South City cyclery, maybe, I don't know. But I can't imagine what those outfits are with the padded butt.
I'll have to ask my brother because he does like the triathlons and stuff, and he just bought like a brand new bike. Well, he bought it used, but it was like he said it was like a $3,000 bike new. Paid like $700 for it, but it's made out of aluminum, so you lift it. It weighs like 2 pounds or something.
Yeah.
It's like super light.
But
he does all that. I have to ask.
Does he wear the suit too?
Yeah, I've never seen him in it, but I imagine he does for the triathlon.
Would you make fun of him if you saw him in the suit?
I might, tell him I can see what religion he is, but I already know that because he's my brother. So
I see long dicks didn't run in the family.
I got the short end of the stick on that motherfucker. I think.
That's worked 3 times, right? That's all that matters. Last weekend, I was on the motorcycle and I was at a stoplight, 109 in Old State, and there was a bicyclist behind, that I passed, and I was at the stoplight, and he came up next to me. And he was on his little bicycle, or his little 10-speed, and he had the helmet on, and the uniform, and the short shorts, and the yellow, thing, and the riding gloves, and the particular riding, bicycling, shoes that they wear that look kind of like track shoes, you know, all of that. And he pulls up next to me. He's like, "Nice day for a ride, huh?" And I was like, "Do I talk to him? Do I not talk to him? I don't know what I should, what do I do?"
You nod, and then you.
Hey, nice package. Good day.
Hey, I really like the way your cock looks in that.
So I shouldn't have looked at him and said, "Do your parents know you're gay?" Maybe that was harsh. Was that too harsh?
No, but if you go up and down Skinker at all, they're all over the place. But for the most part, I think they obey the rules. They don't get in the way. It just seemed there was that one time where they were just all in a pack, and I want to lay on the horn and put my finger out the window.
You don't want to do that, though.
No. I don't want to piss. I don't want to start anything. God forbid that I got to come back here and say I got the shit kicked out of me by a group of cyclists.
Well, I remember we talked about it on the show one time.
Oh, that's right.
One of us, I'm sure, I don't know, was it me? One of us said something about opening a car door, drive by him, just open your car door and knock him down. And the St. Louis cycling world got all pissed off. And
that was probably the most response from the public that we've gotten when we were on the air.
And, Tommy the boss is like, it's not like I'm going to make you go on the air and apologize, but, hey, dumbass. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was kind of stupid to do. So we love bicyclists, right?
Yes. Oh, I don't have a problem with
I
them.
actually have a friend who does that, and he, about less than a month ago, ran over a dog that was chasing him. You know how if you go in certain neighborhoods, the dogs are going to chase after you, right?
Right.
He ran over this dog, accidentally, obviously, crashed, broke his collarbone.
Oh, shit.
He had, the collarbone was, sticking straight up.
Ah.
And obviously he had, bumps and bruises and cuts and all that kind of stuff. But he had to have shoulder surgery. And he hasn't been able to get on the bike since. And, I mean, I'm sure the dog got the worst of it. Or maybe, I don't know. But going as fast as those fuckers do sometimes and hitting a dog and just losing it. All you got is a helmet on.
Yeah.
You even got shorts on and, short sleeves and all that stuff. So it's got to hurt.
Back when I was living in Southern Illinois, I knew a guy who got himself into a motorcycle accident and broke his jaw.
I'm sure that didn't feel good.
And he said by week 6 or 7 that he was so sick of all the stuff that he couldn't eat that he actually had his wife grill up a steak, throw it in a blender, put A1 and he said water in on it, ground or hit grate on the blender, and then put the ground up steak into a horse syringe.
Oh my God!
And that's how he ate his steak.
Oh, that's how they make beef jerky,
and they just did the plunger on it, and he said it was delicious. So I said, whatever. I don't know, but
I'm just jealous of people that do that because I would never have the energy or the drive to do it.
Yeah, I know. I always think that, especially when I'm on the motorcycle. When I fly by them, are they like, "Hey, pussy, you got a motorcycle? You got a motor that pushes you along? I do it with my own strength," or something like that.
My own strength.
You got to learn how to ride those sons of bitches, too.
It's not like just riding the 10-speed around in the neighborhood when you were growing up. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it looks like there's a whole thing you got to do.
Yeah, my brother's bike has the thing where You're like lean down.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the gears are in the middle. You know what I mean? So he said like really hard to get used to.
So you're down on your elbows?
Yeah, to switch the gears. He said it's really hard to get.
He
to.
is serious then. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a high tech shit.
So
and there's some track.
That gene didn't get to you either.
Nah, as I light another cigarette.
There's some track in North
Castle.
County, Florissant area off of 70 somewhere where they have an actual, like a bicycle, like a professional bicycle
What is
oval.
that called? A something drome.
Yeah,
Something dome.
whatever the hell that is, they have one of those out there. Not, you could tell I've been there a lot.
Whatever
right?
the hell that is, they got one of those.
They got one of them out there. There was a guy up Chicago way arrested after refusing to turn down his music. 57-year-old man.
I want to rock.
Shows up on his porch or meets the police on his porch when the cops arrive. Cops say, "Sir, could you please turn down the music?" He said no. So they issued him a ticket. He then tore the ticket up, threw it.
That's
which
smart.
Got him another ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And he then took off his jacket, threw it at the cops, which then got him arrested.
Right, sure.
And I thought, what music is on in the background? No one tells me to turn down my Pantera. That's Slayer's third album, man. You want me to turn that down on a Friday night?
It could have been some Motorhead, maybe. If people were complaining, if it
was the early, now if it were Nickelback, there would have been, everyone would have gotten a nice little cup of orange drink, maybe a Hydrox cookie, and discussed the wonderful lyrics that
Chad Kroeger does.
That Chad writes on the piece of paper.
I don't know. I can see.
He's such a wordsmith.
It really is. You would almost think that there's some book out there of rhyming words for songwriting purposes.
Oh, there is.
It's
called the Rhymes Dictionary. I got one of those.
I've seen that over there. Do you think he actually does that?
How often do you use that?
You'd be surprised. Because you can't use the same words all the time. So it's like you try to find other things to maybe change the storyline to go to another place. I don't know. Quite often. When you get writer's block. I mean, sometimes it just comes out and it's fine. But
when you're writing the lyrics to a song, do you have music in your head, or are you just writing a story?
Usually, the way I did it was there was kind of music there, and then you kind of write a melody to it, and then like kind of start to develop a story behind it.
So you need music first, then words.
Yes, but some people do words first, then music.
And that's why the lead singer and the lead guitar player are normally the closest and the biggest, or the most important cogs in a band, right?
That, and they're probably the biggest assholes in the band as well.
Where is that? Now, having said that, would that mean that? I mean, I'm not a fan, but how does like rap? How does that work then?
Fuck, who knows?
Because I mean, it seems like they're just talking, and then there's a beat going on underneath them. You know what I mean? That's a very generic description in my opinion, but it doesn't seem like it's as complicated as writing a rock song. And I know I shouldn't say that, but it just seems like it from a consumer standpoint.
I think the rap thing goes more towards just making fun of other people and seeing how cool you are. That's kind of how I've always gathered it. But
right,
and you also have to have your flow going.
Right.
You got to have a good. True. You got to have a good flow.
Like Eminem is awesome at that because he became the rapper that didn't say the typical rhyme.
Right.
He said something different as opposed to what you thought was coming.
Right.
And I think that's what broke him out so big. And he's a genius, no question.
Now, some of the country stuff, I hate country right out of the box. I can't stand it. But if you listen to, any chorus of a country song, really. I know you're from a small town. I know you like beer. I know you like fishing. I know everyone lives fancy free and in the USA and keeps their doors open, and grandma makes the cookies.
But you just wrote a song.
That
was a country song right there.
but that's typically what you get, and you go, really? This is what's tearing the country scene up. Huh?
Have you ever seen that video with the guy who makes fun of Carrie Underwood's Jesus Take the Wheel?
No.
It's called Cletus Take the Reel, and it's about him fishing. We should play it. It's pretty fucking funny.
Cletus Take the Reel?
Yeah, and it's a total parody based off of Jesus Take the Wheel.
That's actually really funny.
We should play it. We'll get to it.
I don't know why we don't see stories about this more than we actually do, but I found another story about a doctor who got busted being a peeping Tom. And this is again over in the Europes, I think.
The Europes,
somewhere over there.
Seems like you got caught over there for a little bit.
Well, when you get on the Daily Mail,
then you're in the Europes.
Yeah, this guy's name is Dr. Vivek Baliga. He's banned from devices capable of recording images. How bad are you if you just can't have anything in your person that records images? You can't have a phone with a camera. You can't have a camera. Can't have a video camera. Probably can't even have a piece of paper and a pencil. So this guy's a cardiologist. He's 33 years old, and he has now been ordered to undergo a 10-year sex offender treatment program because of their laws over there. He was a doctor studying for his PhD. He's a cardiologist studying for his PhD, and he has pled guilty to 3 counts of voyeurism against 2 other doctors. And what he would do, he set up cameras in his bathroom of his office and recorded the women in there using the bathroom. Then there was a colleague of his, female, who he went over to her house and set up a freaking video camera surveillance system in her shower. How in the world is somebody smart enough to become a doctor eventually, yet so stupid to think that they're gonna get away with this? You know,
it took him so many years to become the cardiologist that he was, but then when it comes to filming everybody else, he turns into a 13-year-old who wants to look at a snatch.
While she was
taking a poop,
while she was showering, she discovered a video camera. It was switched on and had recorded her taking a shower. She tried to delete the images. She was horrified. She went back to the bedroom, told her partner, and they left without speaking to this guy who's the defendant. He tried to stop them from leaving. They just drove off, and then he inundated them with text messages begging for forgiveness. His life would be ruined if she reported him to the police.
Well,
you think?
A little late to be trying to do the old sad story, isn't it there?
Yeah, he's learning how to do a tracheotomy, but he's not smart enough not to try to videotape somebody without their knowledge.
Oh, it'll ruin your life? Good. That gives me incentive to turn it in.
Because I really would rather you be off scot-free. Don't get me wrong. You guys have you ever been a peeping Tom in your entire life?
When I was a kid, there was a neighbor.
Sounds exactly like my story I was going to
tell. Oh, yeah, me and my brother and like a couple friends we went over to the house and we're looking through the basement door, looking at the girls that lived over there or whatever. And perfect timing, out of the shower, into the bedroom.
Oh.
And next thing you know, the dad opens up the back porch sliding door and you see our buddy come off like the landscaped wall, just jumps. He goes, "Fucking run!" And all of a sudden, the dad had to see like 6 kids taking off out of the backyard. And he goes in, running in, yelling at his daughter, like, "Where are you?"
If you're yelling "fucking run," you know you were busted. Because
I was like 9, I think. Man, I was scared to death.
I'm not going to say which neighbor, but there was a neighbor that I knew it was the mom of the neighbor. And I knew her schedule. Can I just put it that way?
Did you actually take care of business?
No, I never, because it was like in the front of the house and it was at night and there was a tree so nobody could see me, from the street or from my house, and they didn't have neighbors on the other side. Well, I just pretty much described who it was now to anybody who knows where I live. But I knew her schedule. It was back when MASH came on at 10 o'clock or 10:30, whatever it was, and she would strip it down and get in bed and watch MASH. And I mean, it was. I'd sit there for 10 minutes, all of about a 12-second show, But I was like what he said, 9, 10, 11 years old. And I was like, okay, that's good enough for me. And I run back to my room.
I lived in the mansion house for 6 months, maybe,
right,
8 months, something like that. And across the way, as you get to know people throughout the building, they go, "Oh, you got to catch out the 6:30 show." I said, "What's the 6:30 show?" They said, "Come with me." So we went, and I was on the wrong side of the place. But if we went to the other side, he opened up the drapes. You could see across to the next high rise that was over there.
Right.
And there was this couple, and everyone had a pair of binoculars. There was this couple who, at 6:30, they would do it. and everyone would sit, and everyone knew about it, and they would sit and they would watch it and go, "Hey, look at that!"
Wow. Did they know they were being watched or no?
You'd have to think that they knew, since the window was wide open all the time.
Right.
Same time. Same bad time. Same bad channel.
I mean, you know. And then when I was a kid, we lived next to a farm, and there was a little herd of sheep, and I would always look.
Wait, I mean,
no, that part never happened.
No, there was somebody else in the neighborhood.
It wasn't me.
You had me going there for a second. I was like, you live next door to a farm? This is the first time I've ever heard of this? If you had to do an animal, what animal would you do?
You had to?
Uh-huh. If you had to. This is kind of like saying, what animal are you most attracted to, sexually speaking? But I would think that you would have to choose one that, first of all, you're not going to get hurt.
Or you're not going to hurt the animal.
Or you're not going to hurt the animal.
That's the first thing I thought.
I mean, I'm more concerned
I don't
about
even want to
myself.
answer that fucking question. That's just fucking gross.
Let's say
if you were going to be perform bestiality.
Let's say you were accused of sucking off guys at the Muni. Oh, wait, we are.
No.
Yes.
Boy, that's a tough one. Because, I mean, if you're going to have to do an animal, you might as well, make it good, right? Or do you just want to make it quick and be done with it and say, hey, there, I did it. Get away from me.
I would go for Sasquatch.
Give me my $13.
I'm going sheep.
Sheep, because there's a lot to hold on to.
You're going to hold on to it. It looks like they could take it.
They look tough.
Well, you're not going to stick your dick into a chinchilla.
Well, no.
Or a ferret.
No.
Tom, you are the shepherd.
The question was asked. I answer it. Now I'm getting shit for it.
Well, it just sounds like you've put a lot of thought in this previous to me bringing that up, is all.
No, I was just thinking as you asked the question. That's all.
I'm going Sasquatch.
You know why? Because if I had a fucking animal, I wouldn't want to live through it. That's why.
Rip my head off.
Oh, a freaking, a monkey could rip your face off.
Yeah. Especially if you weren't good.
Right. Or if you were too good. Starts to going crazy.
Oh my fucking God, this is just wrong.
Is it wrong to...
Moose pussy?
Moose pussy.
Wolf pussy?
You got to stand up on a ladder to get to the wolf pussy. You got to set the whole thing up. There's got to be...
There was a story in St. Charles years back, probably 20 years or better, that some guy was fucking horses. And it wasn't the guy that lived at the farm or something, but apparently one night his wallet fell out of the back of his pants as he was standing on the stool, and they caught the guy. There was no shit. That was like a real thing. He got arrested for
I was waiting
bestiality.
for the punchline.
No, for bestiality, and that's what it was. They found his wallet and fucking arrested the guy.
Speaking of things that are inappropriate, did anybody see the season premiere of Two Broke Girls last night?
No.
It was on right after, I think, 2.5 Men. And I saw the commercials, and then I saw the actual episode. So I don't remember when was 2.5 Men on. 8 o'clock, I think, something like that. So let's just say it was 8 o'clock. So this would be 8:30 when this show came on.
And the name of the show again is
Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls.
And I don't know the whole premise, but I know it's one of them comes from a well-to-do family. The other one, is a blue-collar worker. But anyway, I caught it to where the blue-collar worker girl brings the well-to-do girl who's looking for someplace to live. I don't know if she got separated from her family or whatever, to her apartment. And she says, you can stay here for a while. I got to go to my second job. She says, okay, well, what do I do? And she said, well, there's the bedroom. There's a bathroom. There's another bedroom. In that bedroom is boyfriend who sleeps until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a TV, blah, blah, blah. So she's okay. So she says, okay. And she goes to the sink and she's washing her clothes. The well-to-do girl is. Mm-hmm. And the boyfriend, who she'd never met before, comes out of the back of the bedroom. And long story short, they start talking. He's flirting with her after he takes his shirt off. They're really, really close, like their faces are really close. And he's like, hey, the water's overflowing from the sink. So water and soap is going on the ground. So she turns around, turns it off, and he takes his shirt off and bends down right in front of her, like he's on his knees in front of her, wiping the water up. And then he stands up with the wet. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you get in that. So he's really close to her, and she goes something to the effect of, "Back up! You're getting me wet." And he says, "Isn't that the point?"
Wow.
And I could not believe they said that on Channel 4 at 8:30 in the evening. I couldn't. I mean, I know that's a lot of buildup for just that, but It was kind of shocking to hear a girl go, "You're making me wet," and he says, "Well, isn't that the point?" You know what I mean? That was a little odd.
Did you change the channel after
Oh,
that?
I was
he started
spanking
recording
it.
it.
I was beating it like I was beating it like an Iraqi prisoner. Are you kidding me? Come on.
I got to rub one out now. I have to do it now.
Just make sure you lock the door, right?
Hey, there is
Lock
a new
the
show
door.
on tonight, right?
What's that?
The new girl with Zoe Deschanel.
Deschanel. Yeah,
that looks
good.
hilarious.
She looks really hot up until I saw her in like one of the promos, and she had like short shorts on, and she had big, huge like thunder thighs.
Does she?
Which I would have never guessed on her. Maybe it was just the angle or something. Like pasty white and big, huge thunder thighs.
I think she's cute.
Oh, I do too. That's what it was kind of shocking.
She
to
got
see
black
that.
hair?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I was
Isn't she
thinking
the one who
of
did the
right
makeup
gal.
commercial that ran for a long time where she's like, "Get the London look"? What does that? What does that mean? Get the London look.
I have no
It was
idea.
like eye makeup, and she's like, "Get the London look."
She was in Yes
I can
Man.
barely afford the fucking Eureka look. Okay, ladies, come on.
Hell, I'm in Forestell.
What's
No,
the
it's a-
Forestell look?
You're looking at it.
Tonight's Frontline. That's my show.
What is that like?
Frontline is like PBS's version of
60 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what's on it tonight?
I have no clue, but I don't care.
Doesn't matter. You're sitting
No.
down watching it no matter what.
The narrator on that show is the one. Well, one of the. He's in the top 5, I think, of voiceover guys.
Do we
as
know
far
him
as-
if you say his name, or do you know his name?
I think his name is Will Lyman, I
don't know.
believe. And the other guy who narrates Nature on PBS is F. Murray Abraham.
I've heard that name. Where would I have heard that name before?
He was an actor, and he won a pretty statue for Amadeus, I believe it was. Something
Pretty
like that.
statue.
Amadeus. What?
Amadeus.
Oh, Amadeus. Got it.
Yeah.
Amadeus.
No, the movie.
The movie Amadeus.
Movie, long time ago.
Want to thank D. Dooley's 026 Grill for helping bring the this. What was it number? This is number 12.
Number 12.
Number 12. Podcast number 12 to us. 141 in Gravois Road, 568 Old Smyser Mill Road. It's right across the street from St. Paul's Elementary School. 636-343-9268. They had last Saturday their halfway to St. Patrick's Day celebration. That was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Did you stumble right out of there?
I didn't know. So the kids were, I had the kids with me, so
okay.
I had a couple of drinks.
They
but
did.
That ain't apple juice. They did have a lot less Jameson by the time I left there. That's for sure. They don't have anything but just great food there and a big smile on their face while they're serving you as well. They're very famous for their chicken wings, as we spoke before. Hot wings, super hot wings. Barbecue, honey, barbecue, hot mustard, garlic, teriyaki, and of course their dirty wings. That's their most popular. 1.5 pounds for $7.99. 6 pounds is $25 at a pitcher, and it's $3 to $5 more, and it's just a fantastic. I mean, they're great food, and like I said before,
It's a family-run.
gooey butter cake that's homemade with Mama Dooley's recipe. It's a good time. And
Good people.
Yeah, they really are. There's always a Dooley in the building. So, again, their number is 636-343-9268. 141 in Gravois Road, D. Dooley's 026 Grill. Tomorrow, Kara the lesbian will be sitting right there where that crave case is. Somebody want to make some sort of warm meat joke? Anybody?
Hopefully her burgers will be nice and toasty.
So she's going to be on tomorrow. So, hey, anybody who's listening to this and you're already on our website, hit the email button and send us some questions for Kara the lesbian. Sarah, she did a great Sarah Palin last time she was on.
Yeah.
Even though she was really super hungover.
She looked like it too, man.
Yeah, that picture I took her and put up on Twitter, holy cow. She was,
what did she boot like 3 or 4 times while she was in here?
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, while she was here. She
Yeah.
went to the bathroom 3 or 4 times, that's for sure. So, anything else?
That's about all we got for you today.
Oh, hang on. You brought this up over email. Tell 5 friends about the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Tell everybody Tuesday. Welcome to it.
This is it here?
This is it.
What a segment.
No, seriously, if you do us a favor, if you listen and you enjoy, tell 5 people about it and spread the word and help us out a little bit.
That's Tell a Friend Tuesday.
Tell a friend Tuesday.
And here's the thing: if you got Twitter, you got Facebook, just throw our website up there, mytomandjeff.com. Tom's always with an H on there, and it would help us out. We would greatly appreciate it. And again, if you are a bar owner or know a bar owner, want us to do the show, record a podcast at your bar. I think Bobby's Place in Valley Park is going to do it. Zayna, the Hookah Bar, Zayna, they're going to do it. So if you any place else think Ballyhoo maybe is probably going to want to do it.
Ballyhoo's
right?
interested, and quite a few others. We're just going to kind of see how it pans out, I think. But there's a lot of interest.
Right on. So we'll do that very, very soon.
And tomorrow is the day we await Kara the lesbian. Big hugs.
See you guys.
That's a wrap.